Governor Gretchen Whitmer is advocating for free preschool for all Michigan families. Her administration's proposal adds millions of dollars to the state budget to expand programs and give resources to local child care providers. However, some providers are saying House and Senate budget language to put that measure in place has a negative effect. 13 on your side's Elena Holland explains why.
Jessica White-Hadinger knows one thing very well.
It matters deeply how well we set our children up for success.
She's the director of operations at Big Steps Little Feet Early Learning Center in Ada. But she says the language in the House and Senate's budget proposals could hurt operations.
And that is not the goal of the governor.
In the House, the budget removes a requirement for at least 30% of Great Start Readiness Program allocation to private child care providers. So places like Big Steps Little Feet, not a district-funded preschool program.
It's showing that only preschool teachers, their work is what's valuable. It doesn't highlight the work of the infant and toddler teachers.
You're going to see providers potentially have to close their doors because they don't have that resource, and so the accessibility will decrease for the average family in West Michigan.
That's Marcus Keach, the Director of Government Affairs with the Grand Rapids Chamber of Commerce. He is outspoken to change the language in the House and Senate budgets, which hurt privately owned child care facilities, especially in a time when access to child care is already stressed.
560,000 children age 6 and lower in the state that should have access to child care, and there's only currently child care available for 31% of that.
The second issue, they say, lies in the Senate budget, which could require community-based child care providers to increase salaries for their teachers.
And so to have language in the proposed budget by the Senate that requires private providers to match salaries within the school systems that are within our prosperity region, we can't compete with that.
They're going to have to increase their tuition costs. So now you're seeing tuition costs go families across the state, and you're seeing the accessibility decrease.
Keach says the rule should not be blanketed to cover both private and public providers.
So let's continue that conversation. House and Senate, re-look at the budget. Take a moment and pump the brakes and consider Michigan's future.
The Senate, House, and Governor will work through the differences and enact the state budget by July 1st. Elena Holland, 13 on your side.